Hey, Paula. Hey, Alice. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Lynn. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? She's still laying down now. She had to work today, so I don't know if she'll get up directly or not. Seem to be feeling a little better. Still losing my voice from here to there, but I just thought it was about time for JD. Yeah, good minds work alike, don't they? Lord have mercy. I took a nap, she took a nap, and I just got up. So, well, I ain't even been picking up limbs out of the yard from this last storm. I ain't getting out there fooling around having me no heat stroke again. Back when I was working at Road and Baggage Furniture down there, I unloaded 42 double door uh, refrigerators, the stainless steel, silver, Asian, and it was middle of August, and the guy had a temperature gauge on the inside of the wall there, and it said 118 inside that uh, trailer. Going to have heavy rain, thunderstorms on Thursday. Thank gummit. Always something, man. And I moved every one of them out and put them in our stock room. And I got so hot, I got cold. Next thing I knowed, I woke up at the hospital. So it's very, very dangerous. Sure has. I mean it. Mm. Can't do nothing. I'm telling you, that it's crazy. I like to move around outside a little while, but I can't breathe doing that. Not that hot. Hey, Lynn. I told y'all yesterday. I said that we're going to be hearing people and watching people that try to twist things around for Jack and Lily, and that's exactly what they've been doing. Yeah, I hope it does cool off. I've had comments, and I'm gonna call them off so that people will know who I'm dealing with. All right. Well, one good thing out of it is that we're 2,607. Moving right along a little bit here. Uh, anyway, we got 7,300 something other views. Uh, through this time now. Uh, Last one got 437 views. Coffee with JD 180. Jack and Lily at 156. I see you guys talking about who was that? Victoria's birthday, yeah. And then on what is that? At less than something or other. Says full video is on another channel. And I've been, let's see, Mama 25 UK. Never heard that one. Said new to this channel. So if we see her, let's give her a good welcome here. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it a bit. Yeah. So Mama 25. New to this channel. What conversation and what phone tap? I've never heard about anything like this. Well, I don't know in all states and countries, but around here, they'll put a little sensor in your phone. Take your little SIMS card out and put them a card in. That way, everything that you call, you say, you do, they got it. And they can set, as long as they're sitting even a mile away, they can hear everything you say. Mama too. She found me under JD's Paranormal. I heard that audio. Yeah. Tammy Jop. Tammy Jop. I'm glad to hear that about prison. I ain't heard nothing about no prison. Scarlet's. Missed it again. Back crew, I guess. I'm here though. Corruption. D Green. I keep checking the news and still nothing regarding the kids. I am not going on the right news station. They're not going to say anything about, yeah, they're not going to say anything about any arrest, anything like that. They done slipped up once and talked about having Malaya locked up. That was a big no-no because then it encourages the rest of them to know what's coming. And usually they don't do that until they got everyone together. Tammy says 100,000 likes. Love you. To you, they're all in this. Yeah. 100,000 likes. Love to you. They get remember their bodies. What I missed? Well, you missed where RCMP found, or some trail hikers found a skull and some remains and had Jack and Lily's, some of their clothing right there with them. There's no record of Mariska Mariska. There's no record of any arrest. They wouldn't be now. So kids are alive. No. I mean, when we watched that twice. We watched it twice. We heard, matter of fact, two versions. Or versions, not virgins. Versions. Anyway, one where it was someone talking about Daniel, and I believe it was probably either Numbnuts or Malaya's boyfriend, or it could have been Cody, talking back and forth and what they found. But yeah, it's hard to breathe. um, People's tried to flip it like I said they would. They would try to say nothing's happened yet, nothing's in motion or anything like that. Well, I tell you what, and I said this in the beginning. If it was not so, why in the world would RCMP jeopardize everything that they've ever worked for? They already failed these kids bad. I think that a lot of people are listening to these other people, and like I said yesterday, trying to get your mind twisted on something else. Well, truth behind all that is you can't, you just can't jump from one thing to another and listen like what we were doing, trying to hear some updates and whatnot, and then all of a sudden us hear that. Out of everything we've all heard, that was the most compelling piece of this whole thing. And it matches what Lily said. None of these other people have said or did anything that matched what Lily said. I don't know why anybody wants to mess with people. Yeah, it was over 400. Um, let me see here. Let's listen to one. She was beaten by him. Video exposed. Of course, it will not. Oh, I gotta hook me up here. Get all electrode. Might be a shocking experience. Never know. Hey, Patricia.
Days into the frantic search, a voice rises from within the family. Their step-grandfather steps forward with a claim that stops hearts cold. Daniel beat them. He's talking about Daniel Martell, their stepfather, the last known adult to see them alive. So who is Daniel?
Or it could have been his daddy that was on the phone.
A devastated parent begging for answers, or a man hiding behind a carefully rehearsed version of events. And what makes a grandfather turn on his own family? Grief, guilt, or something darker? This case isn't just about missing children. It's about the cracks inside a family, splintered by trauma, suspicion, and maybe the truth. I will be showing you a clip of the video where he said it. Please listen carefully because of the background noise. Thank you, but before we dive in, please help our channel get to 1,000 subscribers by clicking the subscriber icon if you believe in fighting for justice. And so, go ahead and drop your DNA on that.
Yeah, you know, like, I said you have to get but the videos that they show. The video that picking apples and that was that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. 2023. Oh my God. They sell small. Yeah. They show the other one with the dog, and he's on the sell the dog with. Oh, you didn't see the dog. This big now, but in the thing it's December 2024. This before Christmas. When they're sitting on the sofa. You wouldn't think they were big. How about you never even heard nothing. Don't say too much. Don't that boy.
The dad said, "Don't say too much." He said, "Don't say too much." And he said that 4-year-old. So that's when I think they start talking about the beating.
Still say the boy. Daniel Martell. He's on meth. He's on meth. He sells meth. And he makes it. And he don't like the kids. He beats the kids. He beats her daughter. That's why her daughter don't more than anything like this.
Beats him and the daughter. And when the truth come out, they beat on Malaya as well.
I think your daughter's lying. You must know what happens. Only 3 people in the state. Exactly. We had to do a polygraph and everything. You did your polygraph too?
We had to do part of that too.
Because we used to drop the kids off over there. So you and Cindy and...
Because we had to drop the kids off over there. So I'm talking about.
Because her mother was in the house before, and some of her cousins, they had to do polygraph. Is her mother here right now? No, she was. She lives in... We took the mother because we found out that he's on drugs. He's on meth, yeah. On meth, and they beat her, so we took her over there. He was there, and then the CPS. The CPS went to their house in December, and they should have took the... Look at the look of the house. Yeah. We get the locks on the door, and the boy beat her. Yeah. But why did she stay there? That's what I thought. I saw the house of Daniel Martell and I saw this house, and I understand why she come here. She moved out the next day. No, she could have went to her grandmother's and loved it. You know how many times we tried to... She was at the grandmother's before they went there. Dan and her. He got 2 from a previous marriage. And those 2 that are missing are hers. And they got the little girl together. And he didn't like her.
Lily and Jack Sullivan lived with their mother, Malihia Brooks Murray, and her partner of 3 years, Daniel Martell, in a modest, remote home tucked deep into the forests of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. A place where the nearest neighbor might be a mile away. Where cell service drops off and silence settles like snow. That house on Gib...
One thing that they mentioned, and I'm talking about RCMP, they thought that they had just enough and everything's pretty well told. But then, either last night or night before one, they said there's another clip showing that uh, him and their nuts carrying uh, uh, satchels uh, and putting them in the back of the car in big satchels that you hide put all your clothes in. Hey, Beck. Yeah, they could have saved these children back then. Like I said, everything coming to a light now. I mean, they done admitted it, and people people comment to me saying that, is the children alive? Um, there's no proof that there's no arrest. It don't work like that. It don't work like that when it's a case like this. You can search all day long and you're not going to find anything. Once this happened, state picked it up. That goes beyond RCMP. Okay, that's it. The only thing that slipped, and I'm sure they didn't mean to, but they let it slip, and they said Malaya has been arrested, and I'm sure they got talked to about saying that out in the public too. But they knowed, and I knowed why. Good night, hon. Uh, is because I've done said, other people's done. Well, they heard what I had to say. They watched my show. If they didn't get Malaya and do it quick, then Malaya would commit suicide. So that's the first. Hey, Alicia. So that's the first person they went and got. And anybody else that heard that, well, they'll try to run and scavenge and everything else they can. So that wasn't a good idea to tell that yet. I was figuring maybe 3 or 4 days. Yeah, go ahead. But not that soon. But we got bad news, as far as the death of the children. But people commenting and asking me if children are alive. Well, no, no, these children are not alive. CPS, RCMP, would be in so much hot water that they'd be held accountable in court for telling the wrong thing. And what backed RCMP up was when them hikers called and told them where they was at, and they got up in there and they got to rooting around. Well, they found Jack and Lily's clothes. And that's exactly what Lily said. Yeah. And then, hey Reese, how you doing, love? And then people keep, like I said, commenting. Well, I don't see no record of her being arrested or anything. You're not going to. They're not going to put that out to the public yet. They did that for a safety caution because she will take her own life. I mean, right now you couldn't shove a toothpick up in there one of them with a sledgehammer. I'm telling you, one thing that might slow this thing down is, yes, y'all hit that button. They 16 on, 13 likes. Y'all might keep it matched. 3 more hit that like. Oh, now it went down to 15. Was when they let it slip. Okay, my leg got picked up. But that, I mean, that's a good thing, but it ain't a good thing for the public. Because now Daniel knows, Numbnuts knows, they all know, and they know it's going to be a chain event. Just waiting their turn. Yeah, they'll be rounding up the rest of them, and they're going to do it when they least expect it. Probably gas station, Walmart, Hey, Lisa, Tanya, how you doing, man? So yeah, I mean they're going to get every one of them, everyone that knows anything about it. So I just wanted to make that clear to people. They found, about six of them other children up along that pipeline, but this was up on a hill away from the pipeline. This was climbing uphill. Is where they found the bodies, and it was just off an old dirt trail. Yeah, thank you. And what is it's gruesome, but you could hear his dad and whoever he's talking to about Daniel said that they should have done the same thing to Meadow, but now RCMP has it. None of them will ever see that child again, and they shouldn't. This is people that are skeptical about what we hear. Come to JSV, put some earbuds in, and sit back and just listen. If you don't understand something, ask the question, and I'll explain it to you. But they cannot play around once they've said that they have found the bodies of Jack and Lily Sullivan and that they have been dismembered. That would be a lie. That would be tampering with this investigation. That they couldn't do that. Yeah. They just can't do that. Once they got there, seen it, I'm sure they didn't know it. They probably thought, well, probably some more kids like it was from the pipeline trail. One thing was this time is, they had the clothes to match it and the ages to match it and the missing teeth. Hey, Johnny.
Pillock Road was surrounded by steep wooded banks, thick brush, and narrow trails only the locals knew. It was the kind of place where people say, nothing bad happens here. Until it does. Malihia, just 28, was navigating motherhood with 3 young kids, Lily, Jack, and a newborn. Some said she was
Day before yesterday, I reckon. That was a setup. We heard that too. That was a setup. That was a sting. No, they found them day before yesterday. Uh, but yeah, this here where you hear her come in and was talking to him and that, or to that guy and that other girl, that was a sting, and that's when you could pick up the 3-way, and you could hear Numbnut say, "Well, is the money still going to be provided?" Yeah, we heard it, and all that was is the law set her up. That was just a setup. They're all, yeah, they're all screwed now. I mean, ain't nothing they can do about it. Yeah, that Paula Cone. Hey, and welcome. Look here, hey. If you like this content, look, give it a subscribe. Hit that like button. It's totally free. Hit that little notification bell next to it and hit all. That way you'll be notified every time I upload. But my phone has been going off all day long now. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's right. Um, yeah, uh, she's got a couple of friends, like even the vehicle they took was one of her friends. You already subscribed? Good deal. Uh, yeah, they were still, even though that they didn't know that they were caught talking on that type phones, and they they know that it was just about the money, at that time. They like, yeah. Uh, well, Paula, what you missed, I don't can't remember the last time you was here, but they ended up finding Jack and Lily. Uh, some hikers found them, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. And now they're all franticing over the money. What's the money going to do them any good if they're sitting in a jailhouse? Put it on their books or what? How stupid they think they are.
trying her best. Others, including anonymous voices online, hinted at chaos behind closed doors. Daniel was quiet, private. Stepdad to the 2 missing kids. A man who many thought kept his emotions sealed shut. But according to Malikia's father, Daniel's own stepfather-in-law, he wasn't just cold, he was violent. Daniel beat them, he claimed later in interviews. Not once. Repeatedly. And while police haven't confirmed that detail, it's a statement that cracked the image of an already fragile family. But before that fracture, before accusations, there were just 2 kids, starting another morning. Lily in her favorite pink sweater. Jack in his tiny dinosaur boots. And a mother, worried her daughter had a cough, wondering if she should keep her home from school. By all accounts, that was supposed to be an ordinary Thursday. It wasn't. The RCMP's major crime unit took over the case. They interviewed 54 people, seized cell phones and computers, analyzed hundreds of tips from across the country. They even brought in polygraph specialists. Behind the scenes, digital forensics teams scoured social media messages, browsing history, and timestamps. But the most damning accusation didn't come from a lab. It came from inside the family.
They'll get it.
Daniel Martel's own stepfather-in-law, Malihia's father, spoke publicly. Daniel beat them. He didn't stutter. He didn't hesitate. He said he believed Daniel was abusive and that he'd witnessed it before. The words hit.
If he's witnessed it before, and if here's where the word "if" comes in. If there would anybody there would have gave a damn about these children, CPS would have been called, and the kids would have been taken out of there, and they could still be alive today. His dad is just as corrupt as he is. Especially the part where he says, well, they should have did Meadow the same way. It's sickening. I don't like it at all. And back then, they could have saved these children. Yeah, they were proven to be theirs. So far, nothing, no different than yesterday. We're just going over someone else's way of saying it, but they're still saying the same thing. That was Daniel's dad doing the talking to somebody, and apparently Daniel was close because he kept saying something about watch what you say, be careful of what you say. So you just woke up. Hell, I ain't been up long.
Like a sledgehammer. Suddenly, a case with no suspects had won. Then more details emerged. Scratches were seen on Daniel's face in early interviews. Some claimed he offered vague, almost robotic responses during media pleas. Locals noted he barely joined the search. At one point, he shaved his beard, changed his appearance, and refused further interviews. Online, the backlash was immediate. TikTok and X exploded with amateur sleuths tearing apart the timeline. One post claimed the sliding door had an alarm on it. Another suggested the children couldn't have left without someone noticing. Theories ranged from accident to cover-up to outright murder. But Daniel didn't hide. In fact, he went on record requesting a polygraph and passed, according to leaked reports.
He did not pass the polygraph. Yeah, that is beautiful. He did not pass the polygraph. Durwood said he didn't. Durwood did a lot of talking. It's 5 minutes to 10 here.
Even volunteered for a drug test. In his version, the kids wandered off. Nothing more. No abuse.
I don't know, love.
No
I
foul
have to check
play.
and look. I just got
Just a
up
tragic,
not long ago.
silent disappearance. Malihia, meanwhile, began to unravel. She was hospitalized with her newborn shortly after the children went missing. Then, without warning, she left Daniel. Changed her social media to single. Blocked him entirely. Some took this as a sign of guilt, others.
Yeah, we heard all that yesterday too. Yeah, they were.
As survival. Legally, no one has been charged. No arrests. No bail hearings. No indictments. But in the court of public opinion, Daniel Martel was already on trial.
See what I'm trying to tell everybody? Right there. That's a good example. When they say, and it comes from the media like that, they even know when they do an upload, they cannot say who is or who is not incarcerated at the time. They could blow the case wide open and it can make it fall at the same time. You don't want anything hidden. You want it to climb. You don't want it to fall. Um, and they're going to remain saying that they are no one yet been arrested. The only slip up was yesterday evening when they slipped up and said Malaya was. They don't want Daniel and his dad and the rest of them to know anything. That's why I'm saying they will not. This whole time, people saying that enforcement was letting family members know this, know that. No, they wouldn't. They can't. It's against the law. They can't tell them their findings. That'd be defitting what it plus tax, messing up with the crime scenes. No, they can't do that. Hey, Christy, how far the anxious of that blue and gray cooler horse trailer they had to put the horse down in? I don't know. I know Darwood was caught walking out with a big, huge satchel, and Daniel was too. They had them pulled over their shoulder like they had to have them hold them. So whatever's in there, pretty heavy. And they put them in the back of the car. And they didn't put them in the trunk. They put them in the back seat. And they plainly stated we were in the back.
Was millions strong. In the weeks that followed, Nova Scotia didn't just mourn, it fractured. The search effort had brought the community together. But the investigation tore it apart. Some locals stood by Daniel Martel, calling him a scapegoat. They pointed to his willingness to cooperate, to take a polygraph, to speak to reporters, at first. To them, he was a father gutted by loss, trapped in a media storm. But others weren't buying it. They watched his interviews with a tight jaw, picked apart his tone, his body language. They noticed what he didn't say, what he didn't do. Reddit threads filled with long-form theories, timeline breakdowns, even amateur voice analysis. Facebook groups turned vicious, dividing between hashtag Justice for Lillian Jack and those calling it a witch hunt. TikTok creators did side-by-side break.
Yeah, she did talk about a blue tarp, but I believe that was what was hanging over that shed. And something apparently also happened in that shed. Because they talk about the bathroom in the trailer. They talk about in the shed. And for some reason, even the Daniel's mom wouldn't even let him in that camper or the trailer for a while. So till they got a search warrant. So who knows? Who knows at this point? I mean, it'll come all out in the wash once they go to court. And like I said, I want to be sure that I listen for any arrest and whatnot. Because right now, the only part they slipped up, like I said, was talking about Malaya being arrested. And they probably used that arrest as far as leaving with the baby, uh, trying to go to the res or somewhere when her mom had custody of the kid. they'll try to use lesser things to say to keep from such a panic, you know. And they could be something about the trailer, camp horse trailer. I don't know. Um, yeah, well, that ain't what she was saying here the other day. She was saying, y'all come in and disturb my dog. You know, but yeah, they finally got in there.
Downs of Malihia and Daniel's past posts, rewatching every frame for a slip. And the family. Already splintered, it imploded. Malihia blocked Daniel across all platforms, changed her relationship status to single, packed up her newborn and left the county, just days after publicly defending him. Rumors circulated of shouting matches with Daniel's relatives, custody threats, and more. No one was speaking to each other. Not even to the police, in some cases. Then came the psychological ripple. Some said Daniel showed classic signs of narcissistic behavior, lack of empathy, controlling tendencies, even gaslighting. Others claimed Malihia was spiraling, struggling with postpartum stress, grief, maybe even substance use, though none of it confirmed. And through it all, the step-grandfather kept repeating one thing: Daniel beat them. Was it grief talking? Or guilt? Or a cry for justice no one else had the strength to make? The silence of that house on Gairloch Road was now filled with something else entirely: rage, confusion, betrayal. This case echoes a dark pattern we've seen before. Like the disappearance of Kaylee Anthony, or the tragic case of Harmony Montgomery. Situations where the public clung to a parent's version of events until that story started to unravel. We're left to ask, how often do children go missing not because of strangers, but because the truth lies inside the home? And deeper still, what role does isolation play? The Sullivan Martell home sat surrounded by trees, not neighbors.
And another thing that we found out that was for certain is when we was listening to that, it also said that they were in a basement. And that's the very thing that Lily told us. And on an old mattress, and it dirty. So these little things like this, I kept backing them up. Pause it, back it up, so everybody could hear what was being said. Jack and Lily's told everything. I mean, there's no not hearing that. And it's not coming from Daniel or Malaya or RCMP. It's coming from the children. Everything that these babies have said is true. And they started talking from the front to the end. And it's just exactly like she said. Hmm. Well, they don't tell them what went on there.
Rural corners, help can take longer to arrive. Warnings go unnoticed. And cries, if there were any, might echo into nothing. Was this a case of neglect that spiraled out of control? A failure to protect? Or something no one could have seen coming? We also can't ignore the pressure sitting heavy on young mothers. Commenters speculated about Malikia's mental health, her stress.
Why are they still speculating when, after the first 10 minutes of this, they already had confirmation that they were beating the children? How do you question that? Let's check this out.
Catching cheaters just got easier. If your partner is acting off, search their number with this tool right now. Many people.
Welcome back, internet friends. Today we will be going over the Jack and Lily case. I have listened to so many interviews today with Durwood and some other interviews with the RCMP and where they did their searching. Now, before we get started, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe so you're updated with new content. Stay tuned. So in the clip that I'm about to show you, we're going to be going over the map. So this map here shows you, remember when they got trail footage, the trail cameras, that the one neighbor, well, not really a neighbor, as she lives about, I believe it's about 15 minutes away. Now, for some reason, they really wanted this trail footage, this footage from this area. Now, for some reason, they believe, in my opinion, that maybe someone could have went through this area and did something with the kids, or maybe someone took the kids through this area, or maybe a person of interest, or maybe the parents, they wanted to see where they have driven in the past few days leading up to Lily and Jack's disappearance. Now, I just find it quite odd that they were looking so far away. Did they ask any of the other neighbors that live close by to Lily and Jack for their camera footage at all? I just find it strange that they're asking somebody that lives 15 miles away for their trail footage. Anywho, there are homes, one that lives on the corner of Lansdowne Road, and another home that lives close by on Gerlach Road. So I wonder if they got any trail footage from those people, or have the trail footage, the camera. Why did the RCMP collect this footage so far away? What do you think about the statement that Durwood made about the dog biting Lily?
Because Durwood is too stupid not to give up on himself. He likes to talk. What do you mean, dummy? Let me just put it in here.
Friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be going over this footage here as you are watching of Jack and Lily Sullivan. This is 1 week after their disappearance from their home on Garlic Road in Pictou, Nova Scotia.
See how they said this was a week after? Well, this got down here 1 day ago when they uploaded it.
And the conditions are around the same, or walk by or something, the night before Jack and Lily went missing. Hence why she made CMP on the dispatch says the kids haven't been seen since 8:00 a.m. in and out of the room. And then Janie says that she heard them outside. But if you think about it, Martell says it was about 20 minutes after he heard them. That would have been 8:30. Add 20 minutes onto that, which would be 8:50. So so I figured Daniel was getting.
They all lied about the timeline. Where was that?
If you have anything, come out as fast as possible and get it to any detachment or any police service that you have available to get to talk to. And Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, anything like that. But Lily loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack, bugs. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister. Still holding out hope. I don't know why they didn't find anything.
Digital forensics experts from RCMP's cyber unit pulled metadata from home devices, including the Sullivan's phones, tablets, and gaming console.
That's what they'll do. They'll put up a good clip, thumbnail. Then when you click on it, it's something back from when they first started out. Daniel, like I said last night, when he was on, I told him he was lower than scum. So, let's see what Tizen says. And if for the ones that did not hear last night's, need to listen to it. If I can find it, I'll let you
One
hear
of the most damning discoveries. A paused Netflix cartoon on the kid's tablet, timestamped at 4:12 a.m., May 2nd, hours before they allegedly left. But if the kids were watching cartoons at 4:12 a.m., their mother, and not by Daniel, their father, to climb a 6-foot wooden fence in the backyard without.
I know that Malaya took the kids to the side of the road, and I know she transferred the kids into a vehicle, and this was early in the morning. And I know the vehicle took the kids out of there, the two kids. I believe Malaya's intention then, Daniel was asleep, and I believe Malaya's intention then was to go in and get the baby, take the baby, and then take off too. Malaya wanted out of there. She wanted out of there for at least a few weeks before the disappearance. She made a mistake doing it that way, but you've got to know Malaya, mild-mannered person. There's no aggression in Malaya. She's a very peaceful, mild-mannered person.
Why would she take the kids and do this and create this big of a stir?
Number one, she wanted the relationship was not going so great for a few reasons. Now, financially, Daniel was doing his part, even though you see all these people on here screaming about Daniel working one day a week. That's bullshit. I know that Malaya took the kids to the side of the road, and I know she transferred the kids into a vehicle, and this was early in the morning. And I know the vehicle took the kids out of there, the two kids.
Just an eerie silence, and a mother with too many gaps in her story. Into months with no sign of the children, the case shifted from rescue to investigation. The RCMP's major crime unit took over. They poured through more than 5,000 hours of video footage. Traffic cams, doorbell recordings, highway surveillance, anything that might place a vehicle, a shadow, a clue. Over 600 tips came in.
But what if I told you this video isn't what it seems, and the truth is far darker than the smiles on that screen? Because behind this video lies a case filled with black eyes, bruises, drugs, and a timeline so twisted that it may hold the key to what really happened to the silence. And while people debate theories online, video surfaced. In this video, you'll see Jack and where we can comfortably believe the children are safe. That's what makes this video so haunting. It shows them as they should have been alive, carefree, messy with apple juice and snacks.
that they should have been alive. Let me just punch it in here.
I feel so happy that I'm getting my little Lily back.
After more than 50 days of searching for two missing Nova Scotia children, 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, they have finally been found. And the heartbreaking fact that both children were killed and dismembered is an unacceptable outcome. A hiking enthusiast.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Any of this stuff, guys, at any time, no matter who we're doing, when we're doing it, it don't make no difference. If you got a question, I'll stop it and I will answer your questions.
I feel so happy that I'm getting my little Lily back.
After more than 50 days of searching for two missing Nova Scotia children, 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, they have finally been found. And the heartbreaking fact that both children were killed and dismembered is an unacceptable outcome. A hiking enthusiast found what looked like a human head by the side of a river. He was so frightened that he immediately called the police to check it out.
A TikTok video has gone viral. A lone hiker, panting, shaking, claims he found something deep in the Nova Scotia woods. Not just footprints. Not just clothing.
I see Joni's wow.
Bodies.
I see Joni's wow right here. I'm going to do it one more time. And yes, go ahead and pinch yourself, Joni. Go ahead and pinch yourself. Because you're fixing to hear it again. And then people want to question me that I said this, said that. They can kiss my ass. All you got to do is listen to this right here. Now pinch yourself, make sure you're awake. Listen. If you got earbuds, put them over your ears and hold them. Yeah, and beat Malaya too.
I feel so happy that I'm getting my little Lily back.
After more than 50 days of searching for two missing Nova Scotia children, 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, they have finally been found. And
see, this is from Redson with RCMP. So whenever they called, RCMP showed up, even found some of their clothing and whatnot that was kind of around them a little bit. But in that note that we wrote down, she said, Lily did, she said, you'll probably find us buried naked. And that's very well what they did. Mm-hmm. And whatever happened to Jack happened in that bathroom back there. And one more time that Summer corrected someone, said that he took Jack into the bathroom. Summer said, nuh-uh, plain as day. I can rewind it and let you hear it. She said, she did. So anytime she wouldn't whoop and beat the kids, he would beat her.
I feel so happy that I'm getting my little Lily back.
After more than 50 days of searching for two missing Nova Scotia children, 6-year-old Lily Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, they have finally been found. And the heartbreaking fact that both children were killed and dismembered is an unacceptable outcome. A hiking enthusiast found what looked like a human head by the side of a river. He was so frightened that he immediately called the police to check it out.
A TikTok video has gone viral. A lone hiker, panting, shaking, claims he found something deep in the Nova Scotia woods. Not just footprints. Not just clothing. Bodies. The bodies of missing siblings Lily and Jack Sullivan. But here's the question the internet can't answer. Is it true? Or is this just another cruel twist in a case already steeped in suspicion, silence, and shattered trust? Tonight, we confront a chilling rumor. We analyze the video, the inconsistencies, the timelines, and the uncomfortable truths that everyone keeps missing.
Yeah.
Because these kids, these babies, deserve more than viral speculation. They deserve truth. They deserve justice. And if you believe in fighting for justice, go ahead and drop your DNA on that subscribe button. We've just crossed 500 subscribers because of your relentless drive to uncover the truth, and we're not stopping there. 1,000, 5,000. This is just the beginning. Wherever you are the day this vision is fulfilled, I promise, I'll be thinking of you. Let's build a community that never lets a case like this slip into silence. Like, subscribe, comment your theory, share to create awareness. Because the moment we stop talking about Lily and Jack is the moment we let the silence win. Did you know that in Canada, over 40,000 children are reported missing every single year?
Out. After police officers investigated the scene and confirmed that it was a human head, 2 children's bodies were found roughly 100 meters away from the head, which could be identified as the missing Jack and Lily by the clothes left at the scene and the appearance of the bodies. The police 100 meters away from the head, which
create awareness single year.
Out. After police officers investigated the scene and confirmed that it was a human head, 2 children's bodies were found roughly 100 meters away from the head, which could be identified as the missing Jack and Lily by the clothes left at the scene and
that way they could identify them, because that their clothes was indeed left right there next to the bodies.
Over 40,000 children are reported missing every single year.
Out. After police officers investigated the scene and confirmed that it was a human head, 2 children's bodies were found roughly 100 meters away from the head, which could be identified as the missing Jack and Lily by the clothes left at the scene and the appearance of the bodies. The police
See, there's no way for them not starting to do a roundup and gather everybody. I know they don't want that mentioned yet, unless they've already done it. But now, not only does the bodies match, the clothes match, the DNA matches, everything. They were naked, just like she said they would. Wherever the basement was, I guess that old home place she was talking about may have had a cellar and had an old mattress or something down in there. And that's it. That's when Leia went on her trip to the beach and whatnot, come back, and said that she didn't realize that this has already happened. So being moved 4 times, and it's just it's just so effed up, you know. Yeah. I mean, the phone call, you may hear it on this one. I'm not sure. It may be a different one. I'm not sure, but they tell what Daniel did. They tell what Dernuts did. They told what they forced Malaya to do, and I guess with what um, Jack or Durwood did is why Lily was bleeding so much. So you can use your imagination on that one.
Immediately cordoned off the scene and conducted a detailed investigation of the scene and surrounding area. We don't know what Jack and Lily went through before they were born, why they were in pieces, who would do.
Why would they be in pieces? Now, a lot of that could be, yeah, I mean, I understand the dismemberment, but a lot of that could be wildlife, you know, and that's why I'm saying it may take a minute, because if it was wildlife, they runned off and that was that. Now, once it passed through their body, some animals can deteriorate bone and some can't, and the bones can be found somewhere else. Uh, but yeah, why were they cut up?
Police officers investigated the scene and confirmed that it was a human head. Two children's bodies were found roughly 100 meters away from the head, which could be identified as the missing Jack and Lily by the clothes left at the scene and the appearance of the bodies. The police immediately cordoned off the scene and conducted a detailed investigation of the scene and surrounding area. We don't know what Jack and Lily went through before they were born, why they were in pieces, who would do such a cruel thing, who the murderer is. All the questions are yet to be answered by the police one by one. Although we have long thought that Jack and Lily have been killed, but facing this kind of result is very heartbreaking for the two children and his family prayers.
Most are found within hours, some within days. But Lily and Jack Sullivan, they vanished without a trace. Let's go back to the moment everything unraveled. May 1st, 2025. Pictou County, Nova Scotia. A quiet rural area. Thick trees. Gravel roads. A place where families leave doors unlocked, and danger is supposed to be a far-off thing. That evening, 6-year-old Lily and her little brother Jack, just 4, were playing inside their family home. They had snacks.
Yeah,
Watched cartoons.
yeah, they need to check.
Laughed. Then, nothing. The next morning, May 2nd. Around 10 a.m., their parents finally report them missing. The RCMP arrives. A massive search effort begins. Foot patrols, drones, helicopters, cadaver dogs. By May 7th, just 5 days later, the official search is scaled back. Why? No scent trail. No signs of struggle. No evidence they left on foot. Not a shoe, not a sock. Yet the home sits in the middle of forest. Kids don't just evaporate. Over the next 2 months, investigators conduct 54 interviews, deploy lie detectors, and seize devices. The RCMP finds no clear evidence of abduction, but call the case suspicious. Suspicious, but not criminal. And that's where the silence started. Until TikTok broke it open. A single video, just seconds long, claims a hiker made a grisly discovery. And once again, the name Lily Sullivan began trending. But what really happened that night inside the Sullivan home? And what happened the next morning before police were even called? To understand,
I can tell you exactly. Hands tied in bathroom, broke his neck. Help me. black vehicle, my pink coat, wet pants, Jack Grandma, Durwood, Daniel, cousin, bathroom, and pillow again. So I can touch once with finger. So yeah, I can tell you right off the bat. There you go. Yeah, you better. They'll start getting whoever's on there and start tracing you back. They're going to try to twist people's mind. That's why I said they've called in RCMP. RCMP is the one put out this information. Only thing this hiker did is said, "Hey, okay, I believe I found a skull." RCMP has provided all that information, and that's why I said, if it wasn't for the RCMP telling this, I would never believed it. But they are all going to have to go down. And they'll start with one or two, and then three and four, and then like that, and move on. Yeah, her pink jacket, uh, no bottoms. Not even sure she had a t-shirt on. Uh, Jack, his little shirt that had his little dinosaurs on it was there close to him, so he didn't have nothing. Uh-huh. So see, now they got more than enough to go ahead and get them all, you know.
Stand the silence. We need to understand the people closest to Lily and Jack. Let's start with their mother, Malihia Brooks Murray. She claimed the kids had been moving in and out of their bedroom before suddenly vanishing in the night. Her voice on interviews was calm, almost too calm, some said. Then, shortly after they were reported missing, she left the property with her infant, at the request of Child Protective Services.
Hey, babe. Was that you running around on that board? I was hoping it was you. I was ready to say, if it ain't, we gonna have to call the Ghostbusters. What you done me a favor, look? Wait a minute, Ghost Coffee. Please.
There you go.
I'm letting them hear everything that we heard last night because some of them wasn't on last night. And then we're gonna go into the mom here, huh?
The ones that was in those group chats. The ones that was in that group chat, I didn't see their messages, but it was also because I was asleep.
Well, I told them I was asleep too. I didn't get up a while ago.
So, internet has been messing up on my phone, on both at work and here, so it didn't show me until not that long ago.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah. You can look at it directly. They're all saying, "Hey." Should be back in a minute. Sounds right with ironclad wood. That's right, daggone it. And two, now that you're hearing this, you can see what I'm saying. People, all right, let me explain it like this. And I know some of you that's been here a minute knows exactly what I'm talking about. When I first decided to go ahead and start YouTube and give a voice to the deceased, a lot of time I was challenged. A lot of people would say I would always tell them tell me something that only you and that person would know. Little things like that. And what they would do is tell something for me to read off that never happened in the first place, or did take place and put them in a bad spotlight because they were testing me to see what I could get from someone. Well, for the last 3 or 4 years, I ain't had to prove a daggum thing. I done proved everything I need to. I don't have to prove a daggum thing to nobody. All you gotta do is be here a minute. And yeah. And well, like I said, if it was not for RCMP reporting this, I would have never believed it. So y'all know that finding the bodies, got the DNA, got their clothing. Thank you, though. Got their clothing. There's no way to dispute that anymore. Okay. And why dismembered? I don't know. I don't understand that part. Maybe pieces were put in bags or whatnot and this and that, just so it'd be easier for wildlife to grab and run off and things like that. I know it's hard to hear that, but that's sometimes just the way it is. But it won't make no difference. They were found. And like I said, now there's going to be more and more people try to put up these thumbnails to get it twisted in your head that, they didn't find them, they didn't do this, didn't do that, just to make RCMP look bad again. RCMP can't look bad again. If they did, they'd probably lose their license, and a lot of them would get fired, and some of them would get a fine. So they're taking extra time to care to make sure what they see and hear. Yeah.
But the timing raised eyebrows. Why leave the scene of a search for your missing children? Then there's Daniel Martel, stepfather to Lily and Jack. Daniel told police he believed the children might have quietly slipped out the back sliding door. He emphasized their polygraph results and pointed to the surveillance footage that he claims backs their story. He cooperated, at least publicly, with the search efforts, which included drones, cadaver dogs, helicopters.
Wait a minute. We was going through some of them the other day, and let me tell you how ridiculous them nut jobs was. Now, you can go back through and find it for about, I guess, 2 weeks, close to 2 weeks now, I guess it was. One, that a bear could have come in and got them through that 6-inch gap in the door. Then somebody could have come in and got them. And then aliens come down and got them. So, when they're whistling Dixie like that right there, and somebody won't look at you in the eye, they know for a fact that they're lying, and they're soon going to get caught. Yeah.
On teams. But here's what no one in the family seems to agree on. What happened during those critical hours between 3 a.m. and 10 a.m.? Then, there's the extended family. On one side, accusations. On the other, defensiveness. Some relatives hinted at dysfunction, at possible abuse. Others flat out denied it. TikTok sleuths picked apart old Facebook posts and live streams, zooming in on body language, tone, even background noise. One thing is clear, tension between the maternal and paternal families exploded in the wake of the disappearance. Enough to draw CPS into the picture. Enough to create a storm of speculation. The internet did not wait. Reddit erupted. TikTok exploded. One Reddit user, famous_alternative24, wrote, "I don't think they were ever missing outside. I think they were killed by the parents." Another added, "The mom totally leaves the area. No mention of her missing beautiful babies, then deactivates her socials." It didn't take long before.
And then went to the beach and had a good time. Hey.
Or TikTok sleuths jumped in. A shaky, haunting video, allegedly from a hiker, claimed to show the spot where the bodies were found. But it cuts off before showing anything conclusive.
Right there. That's what I'm talking about. I mentioned this yesterday. The only time, and I mean the only time, that they're actually going to show where the bodies were laid is once it goes to court. He just admitted it. I've said it 1,000 times. Just like if they get locked up, we're not going to know right off the top about it. I mean, it's just not how it's going to work. But once they go to court, they'll have to show on footage where these children were found. The clothes that was next to them, nothing could be touched. So that's what happened with RCMP to start with. People just went every which word and messed up everything. They can't do that now. So now all they can do is snap photos, have them dug up, put, sit wherever and get DNA and do the whole 9 yards and try to put the whole bodies back together best they can. What wildlife didn't haul off. And again, plainly stated, will not show the location of where these children were found because that would discriminate the case. People could go up there and scatter around everything and mess it up and screw it up. No, they're not going to tell these things. Some of these things have to be secretly. And you mess it up and your butt's going to prison, period. And RCMP does not want that. The law's done been hot on them for not doing their job right. So there's no way under this earth that RCMP is going to mess this up. All I know is that it was up on a hillside, some type of water around. That's all I know. Because it don't say anything about that they were close to home or anything. They're keeping all that hush hush. So if they were at a big area, Phantom Falls or where, could be. I have no idea. But all I do know is it come out like Lily said, near water and naked. Like I said, the only one I listen to is the children themselves.
Still, the algorithm ran with it. The rumor spread like wildfire. The kids were found. They're dead. But soon after, other creators, more grounded, stepped in. No bodies have been found, one said. Police haven't confirmed anything. And the family hasn't spoken. Yet even without facts, the world had made up its mind. The RCMP's Major Crimes Unit has taken the lead. They've executed search warrants, seized devices, conducted 54 interviews, lie detectors, door-to-door canvassing. And still, no suspects, no charges, no definitive cause. Police say that if the children were alive, active search operations would still be ongoing. But they stopped.
There you go. But they stopped. See, they will not tell the location. Will not tell who's locked up, who's being interrogated, who's going first, all this good stuff. Uh, so that part will only come out when we watch the court session. Now this here says, "I want to confess they're gone," and this is the grandmother. So let's just see a second about that, and then see if it models up anything.
Excuse me, sir. It looks like you dropped your wallet. Thanks. Hey, wait.
This is the patio.
This is the patio door
that Jack and Lily would have.
that Jack and Lily came out of.
So it's the morning of May 2nd. Take me through what happened.
Okay, I was up at 6 o'clock, sat in there and had my tea. And then on Facebook, 7 o'clock, I get up.
Oh.
People, all the rumors and accusations about us murdering the kids and
Helicopters buzzed overhead. Searchers trudged through the woods, combing thick brush. The public was told everything possible was being done, but possibly even an abduction. That division alone, the authorities saying one thing, and were on the line. And who, if anyone, is being held accountable for what didn't happen in those first critical hours?
See,
Probably one of the most gruesome discoveries.
She's got one of them thoughts in her mind too. She can get on camera. She can make herself look better.
Found the child's head. A small town in Nova Scotia. 2 young children, Jack and Lily Sullivan, disappeared without a trace. A pink blanket gone. A door left open. A family forever changed. What came next was insistent compassion. It was chaos, rumors, conspiracy theories, and TikTokers posting false claims that their bodies had been found. Some of these videos got hundreds of thousands of views, millions even. But here's the truth. Jack and Lily are still missing, and their family is still waiting for answers. While investigators work to bring real answers, the internet has chosen spectacle. But we are not here to exploit this story. We are here to set it right. What you're about to see isn't speculation. It's the truth. It sits about the truth behind the rumors and the cost of misinformation. Subscribe and share to help replace rumor with fact. And if you have information...
See what I'm talking about? See how they try to twist it? Yeah, a lot of people are going to try to say that. They want to try to keep this thing going. This here is forget the rumors. So they're going to try their best to keep the water rotating so they can keep getting, views and everything. They don't want this to die out. They don't want it to stop. That's what I was telling everybody earlier. You go to these other sites, these YouTubers, and they're going to try to twist everything around and try to get your head in their situation. Well, that would have been all okay if it hadn't have already come from the RMCP. That is where it really got me. This one here was one day ago. This one here was 10 days, 7 days. Logan and Cheryl, 10 days, 7 days. Six days. Four hours ago. Let's see what kind of crap they put.
Electrified. Hung tire.
Imagine a case where the evidence is silent, but the rumors are screaming. 2 children gone, forensics exhausted, and now even family members are breaking down on social media. This is no ordinary disappearance. But before we get into it, a quick word from our sponsor.
This video is sponsored by Aura. In the description, or scan the QR code now.
In simpler terms, this is no longer a local inquiry. This is national. And yet, the case remains suspended in an agonizing limbo. Investigators have reportedly reviewed over 5,000 hours of surveillance footage, scouring highway cameras, residential CCTV, business feeds, and even user-submitted dashcam clips. They've processed more than 600 public tips. Simultaneously, over 600 tips have been logged and triaged. These aren't just neighborhood whispers. Some have led to ground searches, others to coordinated interviews. At least 60 formal interviews have been confirmed, some including polygraph examinations, though police will not disclose the case. That's the official line repeated by RCMP spokespeople across every press conference. But look closer, beneath the surface of their statements, and a different story begins to take shape. Sources close to the investigation have confirmed a pattern: the use of polygraph testing, the seizure of digital devices, and judicial orders authorizing deeper data collection. These aren't typical steps in a simple welfare search. These are the tools of a full-blown criminal probe. According to criminal procedure analysts, even though the RCMP has not publicly named suspects or ruled the case an abduction, the investigative actions suggest they're building the framework for something more serious. One legal expert put it this way.
This here. Where is that? Well, if I can find the phone call. I'll just have to type it in. So nobody is going to get the full statements right now. Nobody is going to go past saying that they're still missing. They're going, because RCMP has failed these children so much that they could be looking at a lawsuit. The reason I said, the only reason I believed it is because of RCMP. If they were still alive and without 100% proof of that, there'd be several people from RCMP put in jailhouse. When you watch these other YouTubers, they're going to try their best to twist it around, twist the words around, and make you believe other things. I said this in the beginning, and I still say it to now. They will not show the location that the body was found in. nor the clothes until it goes to court. And all these other YouTubers and people is wanting to keep it open, keep it going. They're getting views, they're getting more money. What's more important? Knowing about the children and the facts, or helping somebody gain money off something that we already know through RCMP? These children deserve respect. They don't deserve these people trying to cause RCMP to look bad again when the hitchhikers called and made the statement. RCMP is the ones that was there to discover what was being seen. I don't know. Last night they let it slip about Malaya. I don't know. I have not got no clue unless they, yeah, well, that's all it is, Beck. Clickbait. Every bit of it. Clickbait. If you want to hear the truth, want to know what's going on, and hear from the people themselves, right here is where you need to be, because I only listen to what these children say. And if RCMP had not been involved in one of the first responders, I would have never believed it. But so far, yeah, just Malaya. And that could be because she's suicidal. Yeah, I pray too. They will not announce the arrest out to the public until they've had a chance to interrogate them. I don't know. I have no idea, guys. No idea. All I can say is what the children tell me and what RCMP said, because they was in enough hot water. So, and like I said, with them being there and finding their clothes right along the side of them, that's not a coincidence. So, yeah. We don't know yet. We have no idea. We'll know in a few days who all's getting it. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, guys, and try to get me some rest here in a little bit. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Love each and every one of you. See you then. Yeah.